Okay, so we are now in unit number 11, Introduction to Classes, and it includes 11 sections where we are going to explore more about classes and also create a program for which is about cars and driving them. And I don't have a lot of idea, I don't know a lot about cars, so let's see how this goes. Okay, so first is the class basics. So first we have to define a new class named car, and then which I just copied similar to this one, the class, and then we just have an object, so I just said object, and then use the pass keyword inside it, then submit. Okay, so next is we have to create an instance of class. So below the car class, we have to create an object named my underscore car, and that is the instance of the class car. This. Okay. Next is, so inside the car class, we have to replace pass. So remember earlier pass was right here on line 2 with a variable named condition and set it to its initial value of string called new. Let's submit. Okay, now we have to call the class member variable. So at the end of the code, you have to print the car or print the statement to display the condition of the my underscore car. So this is it. So we have to print my car in this format, and then we're going to call in the variable condition. So it has to say that the condition is new, like that. And next, now initializing a class. So there is a special function named this one. We have two underscores, then in it, then another two underscores that follows it. And we call that whenever we create a new instance of a class. So, and then we are going to do the instructions. So we have to define in sorry a function initializing of the car, and we have to take 4 inputs. So there is self, the model, the color, and the MPG. And we are going to assign the last 3 inputs, this 3, the model, color, and MPG, to member variables of the same name by using the self keyword. So it'll be like this. So self.model is model, self.color is color, then self.mpg is equals to the mpg. And now we're going to modify the my underscore car now, the class car with these objects. So the model is a DeLorean, color is silver, and the mpg is 88. And we don't need to include now the self keyword when we use this because self is added to the beginning of the list of the inputs by class definition. So we'll just click submit. Then next. Now we have to learn how to do our referring to member variables. So now that we have the my underscore car with its variables here, we have to print the model of the car. So it's very similar to the format of when we printed the condition earlier. So it'll be my underscore car, then dot the model, then the color, then the MPG. So it prints here DeLorean, silver, and 88. So next, in creating class methods, so we're going to do so inside the car class right here, we have to add a method called display underscore car. So right here, we just define the new one, and we are going to reference it using the self, and it has to return the value of this string, which is this is a placeholder for the color, another placeholder for the model, with a placeholder for the MPG and then text the string MPG. So this is it. So we're using again in this order color, the model, and the MPG. And so instead of using the print statements that we did earlier, we're now going to print my car and call the result of display underscore car. So submit. It has to be now this string. So this is a silver DeLorean with 88 MPG. Next. So how do we modify the member variables? So inside the car class, again, we have to add another method called a drive underscore car. So right here, and it's using self again. And then its self condition now will be assigned a value of string called used, and we're going to return the value of now that self condition. Okay. Now when driving the car, we are going to call the drive car here, and we're going to print it. We're going to print the condition. So right. So for new, it's now used. Now for inheritance, so one of the benefits of classes is that we can create more complicated classes that inherit variables or methods from their parent classes. So it saves time and helps build more complicated objects since the child classes can also include additional variables or methods. So how do we do that? So first we are going to create another class called electric car that is inherited from this one, the original class, which is car. So electric car now is our child class. So we're going to give it a new define another initialization here that includes battery type. So for example, earlier we have the self, model, color, and MPG. We're adding another one here for battery type, and same procedure earlier with the model, the color, the MPG, and now we're adding this new line. So self that battery underscore type is equals to battery type, and we are now going to name my underscore car now and call electric car instead of just the car. And we're gonna say just follow the examples earlier because oh wait, actually it's given here. So DeLorean silver 88, and the battery type now is molten salt. So submit. Okay, it didn't require printing it, so we're just going to call it. Okay, now since the electric car is a more specialized type of car, because now we are including another detail, which is the battery type, and then we can now give it its own drive car method that is at first we used for the original class car. So what are we going to do? So inside electric car, we're going to define another method called drive car, and it will change the car's condition to the string like new and return that self condition. And then we are going to drive the my car by calling the drive car. So again, my underscore car is now referencing using the electric car class, not the original car. So, and again, the same with the condition. So it has to return like new. Okay, so next. Now in building useful classes, so one of another useful class methods to override is using this one for representation. It provides return value in the method, and we can call Python how to represent an object of our class. So for instance, when using a print statement. So first we are going to define a point3D class that inherits from object, sorry. And then inside the point3D class, we have to define another initiation for a function that accepts self, x, y, and z and we're going to assign it again to self.x, then y, then z. And then another one for representation, we're changing the self that overrides the self, and it has to return these, so the self x, and then the y, and then the z. And then we have to create a variable called my underscore point that contains the new instance for the point 3D class, where the x is 1, y is equals to 2, and z is equals to 3, and to print my point. Like that. So we are now almost over, so we're going to discuss the final unit, unit number 12, with the final input output, and that would be on the next video.